Hello everyone. We are going to be covering the Bughouse World Championship in the open section. We are in the single elimination stage of the tournament, and the match we're going to see is Grandmaster gena217 and Grandmaster Larso versus International Master papapizza and FIDE Master 1800 strength, and that should start shortly. It was delayed by 30 minutes, but players have communicated that delay to me, so should start any minute now. Gena and Larso played a warm-up game, which they've lost. Apparently, Gena had a unfortunate mouse slip, so we're mated by a Vector Veld and Quick Dash. So Gena and Larso ready to go, and we're waiting on 1800 strength and papapizza. That should start any minute now. If anyone wants to join me in co-commentary, let me know. Happy to have another perspective here. The winner of this match is going to play against Penguin GM and Worm Paka in the semifinal round, which will be over the next week. Later tonight, at, let me find the time again. I think it's 9:45, but let me check. Where's the calendar? Here's the calendar. Later tonight, we have at 9:45 Eastern Time, we have No Chewy Candy and Marvel DC for Life versus Blitz Bullet and Little Plotkin. So looking forward to covering that match as well. So I do have some commands in the chat. Here we have our calendar where you can see upcoming matches. We have open section. And the bracket is here. Okay, looks like we are off to the races. Larso seems to be putting some pressure on his opponent. This knight move is quite good. Might chase this queen around eventually. This move attacks and also defends some weak squares. 1800 strength sheds his queen, but it looks like he has a pretty good attack for it. papapizza, a little bit of trouble. Probably has to take this bishop. Has to worry about this promotion. Oh, he's going to attack instead. Okay, pawns are quite good for him. Now a rook is good, or a knight. Good for papapizza. So probably a knight on a6. Be a good thing. Gonna have to shed his queen. Which may land on e8 and immediately trade back. Actually, it may. I think it's better to put it on c8, pawn takes, and then he needs another pawn. In fact, he doesn't need another pawn. He could take this knight, and that's enough. Okay, so 1800 strength papapizza won that first game. Yeah, the knight was going to be made. They resigned it. I didn't quite get to see the final position, but it was clearly winning for papapizza 1800 strength. By the way, 1800 strength was in the Crazy House World Championship, which ended recently, within the past week. against Blitz Bullet. Blitz Bullet defeated him, but it was pretty close. I think it ended up being something like, I forget exactly, it was something like 32 to 28 or something else that was really close. It was out of 60 games. So 1800 strength, very strong Crazy House player. Here we see some pawns on the 7th by Gena. Very aggressive. Can we take this queen? Because if we do... Well, yeah, no, actually he's quite safe. His queen guards a lot. Another pawns on the 7th here. More deadly. So, Papa Pizza, 1800 strength, are winning 2-0 so far. Hey, Megwick Chess. Welcome in the chat. Okay, 1800 strength attacking. This looks a little bit scary. Another pawn on the 7th. Could be bad. Maybe a bishop will land down on f6 or a queen. What about... Okay. Yeah, he's going to move the bishop away. Discovered attack here on the queen. And it's with check. It's super scary. Not looking great for 1800 sticks. Again, making use of his existing pieces. Maybe the rook can come here and then queen over. Something like that. Okay, he wants to do everything with initiative. Larso and Gena win that one. Our score is 2-1. Favoring Papa Pizza 1800 strength. Larso is attacking, but also has some holes in his position. Takes the queen with initiative. Knight check. Pawn is crushing. Better than a bishop because the pawn can promote. Time is even. So he just plays a defensive move. I think I like the bishop better back here because it would have defended also, but it's immediately traded off, so I guess that's irrelevant. Are we going to take this pawn eventually? What else does he have? He could sack the bishop. I guess not a good idea because this queen comes in. 1800 strength actually seems quite safe, even though there's a knight all up in his business. And he's on the attack now. I don't think he cares about the queen. He cares about the king. He wants to come in on g7. The bishop does guard. We're cutting off the bishop now. Making some threats. Diagonals are quite good. Okay. 1800 strength. Abandons his attack. Picks up a queen. But Papa Pizza gets mated. Our score is now 2-2. Oh, we got a watch streak from Magic Chess. Not sure why we didn't take this pawn. He had two things on it. Papa Pizza defending. 1800 strength also defending. Papa Pizza is now attacking. Another knight would be good for him, or a rook. Neither seems likely. He's down a couple seconds. So, defended his king also. But this knight fell. So this is pretty good for Larso. Larso has picked up some free material. 1800 strength is attacking now. Queen trade offered. A queen at h4, quite good for Papa Pizza. But he can't wait for it. So he's continued to move. f2 looks A little bit dangerous for papapizza. Defended by the rook. Is there a good place for a knight check? Not really. All these squares are covered. This is a hero bishop. The rook guards this one. Papapizza down time. So he might just need to cover. Maybe knight at f5. Yeah, cut off the rook. Like this queen move. Now, material would be good. Bishop would be good. Okay. Knight would be good, or a rook. We're just going to take the rook. Larso's turn to attack. I don't think he's going to let go of check for the rest of the game. Rook mates. Knight. I think mates. Well, knight mates along with the pawn. Knight plus pawn mates. You could always bring the knight back and then drop diagonals. Like a few pawns will mate for Larso. Larso's up enough time. He's up about 3 seconds. I think he's going to at least get a couple pawns. So this should be a easy win for Larso. Larso not going to let go of check. Okay. Now pawn is pretty crushing. I guess the queen was going to come. So our score is now 3-2, favoring Larso and Gena. Queen trade offered on the Gena board. Papapizza picks up a bit of material that may be too greedy though, because he's under massive attack. This knight guards some key squares. So knight couldn't take because there's too much initiative. Oh, that's creative. Maybe knight at g3. Oh, it gets the queen in first. I guess he wants queen takes c2. Trying to get everybody in the game. Is queen or another knight? Is this gonna mate? Or no, knight can take. Larso doing a good job defending here. Although trades can happen. Is that gonna hurt Gena? I think Gena can live. Oh, is he going for draw? Queen in. Gonna go for draw? Maybe. Three-move repetition would be a draw. But on the right board, we had a decisive result. So Larso and Gena are winning 4-2 now. As Gena had mate on his board. Gena on the attack. Gena picks up a queen. Still attacking. Larso has attacked the queen for defense purposes. Papapizza is still attacking. Can he take this? I think he can. Take the bishop. If knight takes back, it deflects the knight from guarding e7. And he can always like run his king if knight check comes. I would take the bishop. One might even call it a free bishop. Papapizza did get quite a good attack with that bishop, admittedly. But, oh, what? Bishop here looked pretty crushing. Oh, maybe he wants to be able to do a discovered attack with this bishop? I'm not sure. Well, I guess this knight guarded. What's going on? Can we take this? I should say, can we take this and live? Because the and live part is important. Okay, 1800 strike, trying to clean up some pieces. At some point he could take this pawn. Pawn check could be good. 1800 strike doing a good job defending. Now Larso is attacking. Oh, papapizza still going after that king. Papapizza has mate. And 1800 strike gets made on his board. So our score now 4-3, favoring Larso and Gena. This is first to 15. So a lot of match to go here. Gena targeting this knight, making it go out of his house. He's forming a pawn wall. Gena picked up a bit of material there. Larso seems to have a pretty good attack. Knight at g6 might come, or queen takes pawn even. I think Larso's not going to stop attacking. I think Larso should attack rather than defend. Gena can get some more material for him. Oh, he's going to defend. Okay. A little bit surprising, but I guess it's okay. Maybe pawn at h6. He's going to sack. Now's the time to sack. Yeah, pawn mates. The square's covered. Can't go anywhere but back. Our score now 5-3, favoring Larso and Gena. Queen trade offered. Another knight would win the queen. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a tactic to win the queen. Knight moved away, and then queen could take. So Gena has picked up a free queen. Why isn't my arrow working? Okay. Anyway, you all saw it. Gena doing a great job picking up material and attacking. He's just eating everything up with all sorts of pins. The discovered attack possible, but he wants to eat this bishop, which is probably a good idea. Queen's coming back in the party. Might even be able to sack here, then knight takes pawn. Does it in the other order. Oh, okay. Knight in the corner maybe? Oh, queen there first. Okay. Anyway. Again, it just dominated that game. Our score now 6-3, favoring Larso and Gena. Larso picks up a little bit of material. Maybe he can take this pawn even. If pawn takes back, start going in on f7, though he would need some diagonals. Larso up a little bit of time. I think he's waiting for two reasons. Number one, to get diagonals. Number two, because this knight would hurt his partner. Queen goes away where it's no longer attacked. And the knight does come. Gena sheds a queen. Papapizza attacking pretty relentlessly here. Clever move. If pawn took, new knight in would be a thing. Still a thing, since he cuts off his queen from defending with this bishop move. 1800 strength is defended. Gena seems to have a lot of these key squares covered though. I think Gena's going to survive fine. Larso now on the attack. Seems like a maiden attack. Don't see papapizza living through this. Could always play queen takes bishop. Maybe this will happen. Okay. Our score now 7-3, favoring Larso and Gena. $1,800 castles away from all the scary pieces. A great knight move. Defends. Why don't my arrows work? Defended the knight and attacked the queen. Okay, Larso trying to pick up a queen here. Time is fairly even. Gena waiting for something, even upon the guard this. Well, no, never mind. I'm sorry. The queen guards the knight. What am I talking about? He probably wants pawns to tempo this queen. Okay, moves the queen to a more active square. Opponent tries to tempo the queen. That revealed an attack here. Papapizza picks up a rook. This looks really scary for Papapizza though. Bishop is pretty crushing. I gotta be a square for that knight. Even knighted. Okay. Yeah, that works. It's on the back rank. That's a mate threat. New queen in is a mate threat also. And this king is really safe. Gena mates with a knight, but his partner mates first. There was some other mate tactic on the Gena board. So our score now 8-3, favoring Larso and Gena. We might be halfway through the match. It's first 15. Yeah, PKR. I think most people would say Larso and Gena are the favorites. For several reasons. I mean, number one, they're GMs and their opponents are not. Number two, they've been playing a lot of Bughouse recently, especially Larso. But Larso and Gena together have not just been playing these matches, but almost every day they've been playing a few hours against strong opponents. They're much more practiced. And papapizza, relatively new to Bughouse. papapizza played, I believe, in the Challenger section last year, maybe the year before. So papapizza has gotten a lot better recently. 1800 strength doesn't really play much at all. He doesn't play much Bughouse. He played the Crazy House World Championship. He played in a crazyhousechess.com event recently, but I hardly ever see him play in Bughouse. So yeah, most of us would have put Larso and Gena as the strong favorites here. Queen trade on the papapizza board. Agredion in the chat says Larso is too strong for papapizza. Yeah, I do think the mismatch over here is pretty decisive. So larso does sometimes play a little bit risky, and sometimes papapizza can exploit that. But when larso plays risky, he's also playing quite fast. So queen's gonna come in here. I think there's mate actually. Queen in. That's also mate. Maybe not actually. Nico here. I think instead of knight check here, should have played queen check, forcing king down, then knight check. Of course, then knight takes, and then rook in the back, supported by the other rook. But I guess that worked too. Our score now 10-3, favor in Larso and Gena. Larso picked up a rook. Rook mates, by the way. Well, not anymore, but it did when queen was on this diagonal. The queens are looking at each other. This is a promoted pawn, by the way, since we have two white queens over here. I didn't even see when that happened. It was so fast, but he probably wants to stick another pawn on b7. Keep getting more promoted queens. Gena would like to get a pawn of his own or a queen. Continue his attack. Gena slightly down on time, down by about a second. So Gena's probably going to have to find something else to do. Here comes that pawn. Another pawn could land here. Larso is just crushing with these pawns on the back rank. Every pawn wins a piece. That targets the queen. I would just get my knight out. That's a good move though. Get another piece on the board. Being aggressive against the queen. These queens are lining up. I would just take this. The mate threat. Can't take this because of the mate threat. Knight here, also a threat. Knight at e7. Oh my lord. Gena mated on his board while I was focusing on the left board. And Larso's domination. papapizza playing the blitz bullet, which is a very safe construction. The idea is when you move your pawn to h3, stuff can't land on h3 to harass you. And once you have a very safe king, you can just attack the rest of the game. Larso knows how to go in against the blitz bullet though. Gena on the attack. I think we just take this pawn, I assume. Is knight check here best? Okay, that's a mate threat of new knight in. Knight, I think knight takes here. And then a new knight replaces this. Alright, so pawn check, and then yeah, queen over. That's mate. Nice mate from Gena. Our score now 12-3. Favor in Larso and Gena. These dark squares are quite weak in the papapizza board. Larso coming in on the dark squares. Oh, coming on the light squares too. Pawn check. A pretty good attack by Larso, but he does need some material. Looks like Gena attacking as well. That pins the knight. Rook is very good for Gena. King can't take, or there's a fork. There's a lot of pressure on papapizza. Gena down time though. Gena gonna have to roll out some moves. He would like to play bishop takes, then knight takes, something like that. But I don't know if he can afford to do that. His pawns might land here. 1800 strength on initiative. He does try it though. So Papa Pizza about to lose a queen. Larso with a very safe king. Not really being attacked at all. Knight could come up here, join the party. Okay, get a mate's on his board. That queen was all he needed. I don't like this bishop move. Not where the bishop wants to be. But Papa Pizza is just gonna leave it there and attack other places. Gena is attacking. His queen is hit though. Now 1800 strength attacking as well. Vacates the knight square. Rooks would be good for Gena. A knight probably would win a queen. I don't know if Gena could even take that though. Gena's king is very unsafe. Like, knight would mate. Even queen in the corner, pawn takes. Possibility. 1800 strength going all in. Question is, can Gena find an attack? No, Gena's going for defense. The king is on e5. Larsa's king. An attack in piece. Papa Pizza picks up free queen. This just looks utterly crushing for Papa Pizza. Papa Pizza gets mate. So our score now, and they were attacking on both boards, so they're winning on both boards. Our score now is 13-4, favoring Larso and Gena. It is first to 15. So Papa Pizza gives up his queen rather than let this attack happen. Gena's king not looking too happy. 1800 strength would like more material though. A knight would probably win a queen. Okay, he maintains the threat by trading bishop for pawn. 1800 strength is up 1 second. He would like material. So a knight could be good. By the way, if this king moves away, a rook can potentially go for this later because of the pin. Right now the queen covers it, but we might see that in the future. Yeah, there comes the rook. Rook can just sack. Now a knight would be good. Oh, he's throwing in the queen. Oh, now he's coming in on the light squares. Looks very good for Gena. He could always slide this rook over to both defend his king and also put more pressure on. Larso is on the attack. Papa Pizza shedding his queen. Every pawn wins a piece at this point for Larso. 1800 strength. Not going to live very long here. You can even sack the queen. Sack the queen, pawn check, push pawn. He's not going to bother. Queen in. This is an even better attack. Our score is 14-4, favoring Larso and Gena. This is match point. This is first to 15. Future rounds are going to be longer, by the way. Organizers have discussed it, and semifinals will be first to 25. We're talking the open section here. Semifinals would be first to 25, and the finals would be first to 35. Papapizza coming in on the dark squares. 1800 strength up 10 seconds. A huge amount of time. Mate for papapizza. What will challengers be then? We're still discussing that. So the challengers have more rounds because more teams progress to the knockout stage. So first round of challengers was just first to 11. Second round will also be first to 11. Semifinals and finals will be more. We're pretty much coalescing around one of two things. I don't think a decision's been made, but they're pretty similar. So it'll be either 11, 15, 20 or 11, 16, 21. So, very close. And I'm talking for semifinals and finals. Again, round 1 and round 2 will be the same, just first to 11. Larso picking up some material. Larso continuing to attack. Ooh, I don't think king over was right. I think he had to put something here, maybe even wait for a pawn. This time 1800 strength and papapizza down a significant amount of time. New knight in is pretty crushing here. Gena on the attack. A pawn would be good for him. Maybe bishop at c3 could be a thing though. A lot of threats with this queen here. Gena up a significant amount of time. The queen trade would be lights out. Queen in, forces king over, pawn check. And it does have to watch his own king. So this stuff. So again, it just has to attack. Okay, rook back here, I assume. Or he could go rook at e1. Two rook possibilities. He could also just pawn check, draw the king out, and keep coming in. And now we see this bishop move. Oh, rook. That's game over. That's GG's. Okay, GG's. Oh, I'm getting a 10-minute match request. Let's deal with that first. Let's go over here. Let's block that person. Go over here. We'll decline the match request. Go die in a fire. Okay, so final score is 15-5, favoring Larso and Gena. So thank you everyone for watching. PKR says, why not keep the same ratio as the open? You think challenger should be challenger should be 18. Decision hasn't been made yet, so that's possible. We'll see. We'll figure out in the next week or so what it's going to be for challenger. But challenger is, just to clarify, challenger plays longer games. We want to make sure that the time isn't too long, just because sometimes scheduling is hard when there's 4 players involved. And if we draw it out too long, then people will have a harder time scheduling the matches. But we'll see. Regardless, I'm definitely going to be covering the finals of the open section and the challenger and the third place match. And I'll try to cover as many matches as possible. So look into the calendar again. Later tonight, starting at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time, we have No Chewy Candy and Marvel and DC for Life for Split Bullet and Little Plotkin. I'll be covering that match. That's the last match left in the open section for this round one. Challenger section, there's a lot that either is left to be played or has not been reported. But let me check the challenger bracket. I guess first of all, I should say that the winners of this match are playing against Penguin and Wurmpaka. So it'll be Larso and Gena versus Penguin and Wurmpaka, which will happen sometime in the next week. In the challenger section, looks like we have 3 matches left to play. Jack Brooks and I Like Bughouse versus AHS 2006 and Vladimir K. We still need to see May and Ostromeg 123 versus Dill 1728 and Carl Dare. We still need to see Tom Ray and Pearl the Dragon versus Amelia Chest and Shanites. So unless those matches have happened and not been reported somehow, 2 matches left to happen. If I find out when those matches are, because a lot of these challenger matches have been played without notifying me. I haven't been able to cover very many challenger matches at all because some other matches were played and then I had like conflicts, and I'm very sorry I wasn't able to cover more of those. But a few of them were scheduled like very last minute or were not mentioned to us at all and were just like played. So I haven't covered many challenger matches. But if I find out about these matches, especially if I find out with enough notice that I can make myself available, I'll try to cover them. Should be available rest of the weekend. So if I know about them, shouldn't be a problem to cover them. Okay, we are gonna end the stream here. We're gonna find someone to raid. Let's just check the chess category real quick. One possibility is to raid Helm's Knight, who formerly streamed a lot of Bughouse, but now she's streaming Fortnite. But first, let's see if there are any people playing variants, any people we recognize a lot in the chess category. No one jumps out at me, so I think we probably just raid Helm's Knight. Haven't raided her in a while. Right on time to only see the final result. Sorry about that, Blix. There is a VOD though, so if you want to see what happened, you can go look at my stored videos and watch the whole match. Alright, well, thank you everyone for joining me. Thanks Mad Quick Chess and PKR and Blix for being active in the chat here. Thanks to the players for giving us a really fun match to watch. Really appreciate it. And congratulations to Larso and Gena for their win. And I hope you guys will all join me later tonight for Little Plotkin and Blitz Bullet versus Marvel and Chewy. That'll be a very fun match. Have a good one, everyone. Bye, guys.